Hi, this is Zach Prowl with the Edina Public Schools, bringing you another E-Academy video on partial quotients. And so what partial quotients looks at is division. And you might think of this as a standard long division problem, but the cool thing about partial quotients is that there's many ways to approach it as far as coming up with the answer. And you're not locked into having to remember a pattern of drop down and all that kind of sequence. So the first thing you want to do when you're looking at partial quotients is to think of nice, easy numbers, because I want to take this large number and I want to think of how many groups of 5 can I break it down into. So the first thing I might think of is like 100 fives. 100 fives is the same 100 times 5 is going to be 500. I could probably take it away from this big number, and you're going to see how that works shortly. Another friendly number would be like 55s would be 250. And the great way to think about that is, well, if 50 is half of 100, well, that answer is going to be half of what 100 fives were, so half of that's 250. Great way to double check it. You'll see it coming up later. I can also think of just real simple way of 10 times 5, or taking 10 fives, which is 50. So let's take our first real nice big number to work with, which is taking 100 fives. Well, we said it was worth 500, and this is the way I set up my problem, because over here you're going to see that I'm working with 100 of these fives. This is part of my answer. 100 is going to be part of my answer. So now I want to start chipping away at this big 629 number. So here I start subtracting. Subtract from your ones first. I've seen people subtract from their hundreds and they miss a carrying that might need to take place. So here I have 129 left. Well, I can't use my 55s because I'm below 250. Well, let's take 10 fives. So I'm going to line up my 10 here, and notice I put my 10 value underneath this 10 value, because I've seen people put a 1 and a 0 here to show 10, but then they add them up wrong. So line up your 1s, line up your 10s, and so forth. So I took my 10 fives, which is 50, and I subtracted it out. And I got, oh, and this is the instant where I do need to do some carrying, and that's a 70. I can do 10 again. Okay? So now I've taken another chunk of the answer away, and I've taken so far 120 worth. But once I subtract this out, notice I've got 29 more to chip away from, how many fives I can get from that. But remember how I said I can get different answers, or not different answers, I can get different parts of the answer. You're going to get one answer, and only one answer for this problem, but you can get there in different ways, whereas long division, there's only one way you can do it. So here, you might have recognized Mr. Prowl, take 25, that's worth 100. Well, instead of taking two separate 10s, let's erase that. Let's show we can take 20. Okay? Let's start back here, erase this all out, and now I'm going to bring back my pen. All right, so bring back my value of 129 that I originally started chipping away with. And you said, Mr. Prowl, this is where you want to take away 20 fives. Notice instead of using two separate 10s here like we had, let's just use 20. If that's an easy number for you, you can do that. And as you get better and better at this, you might notice like taking 30 or 40 or 50 are easy numbers too. So let's take away that 100. And I'm going to see that I have 29 left over. Well, I gotta work with my smaller numbers. I'm good with my multiples of 5 with lower values. So, okay, I know I can take 5 fives to give me 25. And I will have a remainder of 4. And this is where I'm going to add up all my part of the answers. Partial quotients. Quotients, answer division. Parts of a quotient. Partial quotient. Add that all up. I will get 125. So 629 divided by 5 will give you 125, remainder 4. Try this problem out to see how you do. I would encourage you to press pause, go through the same sequence, and then I'll explain how you got this, this answer so you can double check. Like I said, hopefully you've pressed pause. So let me show you what I've started thinking about. Like, can't really go with 100 eighths because I'm working with something less. I got 500. So let me go with 50 eighths. Well, I know 5 times 8 would give me 40. Well, 50 is just going to put a 0 at the end of that. I can get 400. So let's start putting that in. And here's my nice easy number I'm working with, 400. So 50 eighths gives me the 400. I can subtract that out. Do 4, 3, and 1. All right, so I got to keep chipping away at this. I can't take 50 again, but could I take 10? So let's take 10 eighths. So that's worth 80. 4 here, make sure you do your carrying, and that'll give me 54. Now if I'm good with my multiples of 8, then I can make sure like, okay, what times 8 will give me close to 54? Oh, 6, 48. So let's take 6 eighths, put that 48 under there, and what you'll find, oh, I gotta do some carrying here. 4, make that a 1, and here I have 6. I can't take any more 8s away from 6, so I'm done. I add up all my partial answers, and here I have 66 with a remainder of 6. So hopefully you're starting to grasp a little bit how you can do partial quotients. And you might even see that you had different numbers on the side here. That's okay. As long as you got the answer of 66 with a remainder of 6, you got the answer. Check out the next video, because now you're going to see, like, you might be like, Mr. Powell, I can do this in my sleep with long division, but check this out. Once you get to double digits that you're dividing by, partial quotient makes it real easy. All right, check out the next video.